Today I'm sharing 6 marinades that will instantly level up your meals. I'm using chicken for the demonstrations, but don't worry, they'll work with almost any protein or veggies that you like. So let's jump right in with the first marinade. For our first one, we're going to make a beautiful zesty lemon and garlic marinade. Begin by placing 80 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil into a mixing bowl and then grate in the zest of 2 lemons. Next, squeeze in the juice from those lemons and then crush in 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. You can do this using a garlic crusher, a microplane, or you can finely chop it. Add in roughly around a tablespoon of fresh thyme leaves and then 20 grams of Dijon mustard. Finally, place in 10 grams of honey to add a little sweetness and then season with salt and black pepper. This is roughly around 1.5 teaspoons of salt and half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Whisk all the ingredients together until well combined, and then you can pour it over your meat or vegetables. I like to do it in a Ziploc bag because it means you can rub it into whatever you're using quite easily without getting your hands dirty, and it's perfect for storage whether you're keeping it in the fridge or freezing it. For our next marinade, we're going to make curried yogurt. Begin by placing 200 grams of full-fat plain yogurt into a mixing bowl and then squeeze in the juice of 1 lemon. Next, we're going to crush in 4 cloves of garlic and grate in 20 grams of fresh ginger. And next, we're going to add in some spices. And for this, I've got 1.5 teaspoons of mild curry powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and half a teaspoon of garam masala. Now I'm placing these into a pan because I'm going to lightly toast them for 30 seconds to 1 minute over the heat just to bring out all of those beautiful flavours. You don't have to do this, you could add the spices as they are straight into the yogurt. If you are toasting them, just be really careful that they don't burn, because if they burn they will be bitter. It's just to release the flavour. Add the spices into the yogurt and then place in 1.5 teaspoons of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix until well combined and then you can pour it over your meat or vegetables. Make sure to give it a little massage before sealing it up and placing it in the fridge. And don't forget to label them. It just makes it easier, especially if you're going to put them in the freezer. And it's always worth putting the date on as well so you can keep track of how long it's been in there. For the next one, we're making a firm favourite of mine, and that is honey mustard. Start by placing 80 grams of Dijon mustard and 40 grams of whole grain mustard into a mixing bowl and then place in 80 grams of honey. This can be any honey that you like. Next, add in 20 milliliters of apple cider vinegar. This is needed just to bring a little bit of sharpness. Then 50 milliliters of olive oil. Crush in 2 cloves of garlic and then 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves or chopped rosemary. Season with a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper and then mix well until everything's combined. Pour it over your chicken, pork or vegetables and massage it in well before sealing up and storing in the fridge or freezer. Next up, we're going to make a Thai red curry marinade. Into a mixing bowl, place 200 milliliters of full fat coconut milk and then add in 60 grams of Thai red curry paste. Now this is a shop bought pre-made red curry paste. I think they're absolutely great, so you can make your own if you want, or you can just go and buy one. You can do this for Thai green curry as well. Then add in 1 tablespoon of fish sauce and the juice of 2 limes. Next, crush in 3 cloves of garlic and grate in 15 grams of fresh ginger. Add in 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce and then we're going to roughly chop 15 grams of coriander and place that in as well. Mix everything until it's well combined and now it's ready to use. Massage it into your vegetables or meat and then seal it up before placing it in the fridge. For our next one, we're making a smoky paprika marinade. For this, place 4 teaspoons of smoked paprika into a mixing bowl and then crush in 4 cloves of garlic. Next, pour over 50 milliliters of olive oil and then add 30 milliliters of red wine vinegar. Next, place in 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves and then season with 1.5 teaspoons of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. And that's it, your smoked paprika marinade is ready. Coat it generously over your meat or vegetables and then place it in the fridge to work its magic. And for our final one, we're going to make a delicious garlic and rosemary marinade. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do it slightly different. We're going to do it straight into the bag. You could do them all straight in the bag if you want to save on a little bit of washing up. But sometimes when you're crushing the garlic and grating things in, it's nice to mix it in properly. That's why I do them in the bowl in the first place. But this one, we're going to leave it a little bit more rustic and a little bit more chunky, so I'm doing it straight in the bag. So to begin, we've got some rosemary. These are freshly cut from the garden. It really doesn't matter how much you use. I've got about 6 to 8 sprigs here, and I'm just going to bend them and scrunch them in my hands just to start releasing all of the beautiful oils, and then we're just going to place that straight in there as it is. And next, I've got some garlic. You can add as much or as little as you want. Obviously, it depends how much you like garlic, but as it's a rosemary and garlic marinade, we're going to add between 5 and 6 cloves. Instead of crushing them in this time, I'm just going to thinly slice them so they stay nice and chunky, and then we'll place them straight into the bag as well. It really doesn't matter. You could literally just crush them like that and add them in. We're keeping this one rustic. Right, so we've got that roughly chopped, goes straight into the bag. Next, we'll drizzle in some olive oil. Just check my measurements. So I've got 80 millilitres of olive oil, that's just going straight in. I'm using extra virgin this time, but you can use any oil. It's just a carrier to hold the flavours of the garlic and the rosemary. And then we'll go in with 20 millilitres of white wine vinegar, which just adds a nice sharpness, and the acidity helps to tenderise the meat a little bit. That's why we use vinegars and acids in our marinades, such as citrus fruit or vinegar. Then I'm going to season it up with salt and pepper, about 1.5 teaspoons roughly, and about half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. And then that's it for that one. We're just going to seal it up, and when I do seal them, I try and push out as much air as possible. It helps with the shelf life, and it makes it easier to mix everything in. So we've got that there, and I'm just going to massage it in. Make sure all of the chicken or vegetables or meat or whatever it is that you're marinating is completely covered. And that, as simple as it is, will add beautiful flavour to this chicken. So next, we label it up. Rosemary and garlic. Put the date on, and that is our final marinade complete. So there's 6 easy marinades that will help add flavour to anything that you like. Now, obviously I'm not going to eat all of this within 3 days, so you can place these in the fridge, keep them in there for up to 3 days, or you can freeze them for up to 3 months, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And if you want to use any of the marinades as a sauce, just bear in mind that there is raw chicken in it, so you will need to boil it first. Boil it really well and cook it all out. But other than that, your meat or veg will be ready just to place on the grill, fry, roast, or do whatever you want with to add flavour to any dish. Let me know in the comments which one you are going to try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.